exciting to watch this men's high jump. We're also getting some really good views of the men's hammer throw Group B. Here's Moura then from Brazil. Last attempt, 225. Oh, and he does do it. Oh, and he's loving that, isn't he? Oh, look what that means to Thiago Moura. I think he must be like the king of third-time clearances for me. I think he did so many in Belgrade. I have to go back and look up that scorecard. But Thiago Moura of Brazil, under pressure. Absolutely. 7 attempts at that bar. But he lives on. He goes to the next bar height. It's going to go up 3 centimetres again. 2 meters 28. So Carmoy of Belgium in Group A trying to navigate 225, and look at that. You can see the emotion it means to these men. They desperately want to stay involved in this competition. And Belgium's Thomas Carmoy lifts his arms aloft, delighted to get over 2 meters and 25. This competition really hotting up. That was a third-time clearance for Thomas Carmoy. Lost Carlos Leoy of Argentina at this height. Just good jumping round here. The bar will go up to 2 meters and 28, and we can really expect that to start sorting out these male high jumpers, if you like. And we can see the female hammer throwers starting to make their way into the competition down there. That will be Pool A, Group A. They will get underway at 12:05. So we've got 50 minutes or so to go. Yasana Kasanavoid making her way in there. She's the only athlete to have beaten the world #1, Brooke Anderson. So keep your eye on her. But last throw over here in the men's hammer throw B competition. And that will take place with Humberto Mansilla. We're doing absolutely everything he can. And look at that roar from Humberto Mansilla. Great throwing there from him. Struts out of that circle. He'll wait for that mark. Looking for an improvement on 74.39, which wasn't enough to put him in that top 12. What has Humberto Mansilla managed with his final round effort here in Eugene? These male hammer throwers have been brilliant this morning. So many valid throws. And Mansilla, 75.33. It is an improvement. And that, I think that has pushed him up into the top 12. It has. Humberto Mansilla of Chile, sitting in 11th place overall. When you combine the two pools, it will be heartbreak for Canada's Adam Keenan, pushing him down into 13th place. We'll bring you up to date with the full results of both of those heats when we have them all on the system and we will have them official. We saw some great automatic qualifiers from that first round. That's Group B there. Defending champion Pavel Fidek topping this group with his 80 meters and 9 centimeters. Bence Hallands automatically qualified with his very first throw. Rudy Winkler, Quentin Bigot, Michaela Cochran all joining them automatically. And we'll see Humberto Mansilla from that group as well in the next round. That final taking place tomorrow morning. We did say it would take around about 75 meters to make that final. I do think it will just be one competitor shorter than 75 meters, but we'll compile all those competitors and update you on who will be in the men's hammer final shortly. So 2 meters 28, the bar is raised to in the men's high jump qualification rounds. This is Group B. Javon Harrison, he had a really close call on that 225, didn't he? He put his hands up, he had a word with the bar, but he has had 3 first-time clearances, 217, 221, 225. How much he would love a first-time clearance at 2 meters 28. Well, it was close, wasn't it, Hannah? He's got such an unusual run-up technique. I think he's an athlete who you call quite raw, and I think we've been saying that for a number of years. A lot of people have said maybe he should just concentrate on one of the jumps, but he thinks it really helps him, you know, just not focusing on one thing. He thinks it would just put too much stress, too much pressure if he was a specialist in one. And hey, with a 5th place and a 7th place at the Olympics,
You know, no one can go against him. It seems to be working out pretty well for him at the moment.
Yeah. Harrison certainly has got the right to contend in both events if he fancies it. Doroshouk, we saw those shots of the Ukrainian team down there to support their two men in these high jump pools. Doroshouk there, that will be a first-time failure at 2:28. Took him 2 attempts to get over 2:25, so not unusual. But this 2:28 would be an equal personal best for Doroshouk, so he's just narrowing in on better than he's ever done in his life before. This man has gone well clear of 2 meters and 28 in his career history. He's got a best all the way at 2 meters and 39, but he had the whole stadium a little bit scared a few minutes ago. It took him 3 attempts to go over 2 meters and 25. This just the qualifying in the men's high jump. Gianmarco Tamberi nearly ended his campaign here just at the qualification stage. Tamberi here, first time attempt at 2 meters and 28. I wonder if he's been having a chat to his friend Mutes Barshim over in the other pool. Oh, Tamberi just slightly off his groove here in this qualifying. You'd expect an athlete of his caliber, with his accolades, to have no issues with these heights, but 2 meters and 28 has given Gianmarco Tamberi a bit of a scare so far. A lot of athletes over 2 meters and 25. You've got to be looking at 2 meters and 28 clearance here if you want to shot the final.
Yeah, I agree with that, Hannah. You said earlier, only 2 men in excess of 2 meters 30. Lots of men in the world this year, 2 meters 30. I've got a feeling that 2:28 might be enough to get through to that final, but let's see. Edgar Riviere there of Mexico set a national record 2:31 last year. He's gone over 2:27 in 2022, so he's not cleared this bar height 2:28 this year. This would be a season's best, and this sort of bar height is getting up towards a lot of these men's personal bests now. So certainly the field will really be shortened after this 2:28. It may well be enough to make that final. Riviera, first time failure there. He'll have to go again, as will Tamberi.
Back in Group A, Woo Sang-hock. First time attempt at 2 meters and 28. And he makes that look easy work, miles over 2 meters and 28. Gotta say, Woo Sang-hock, any height. So Woo Sang-hock making light work of that. But just a word on Switzerland, Louis Gash. He couldn't get over 2 meters and 25, so we've lost the world indoor silver medalist already, opening the door to many of these men as they look towards the final. They've got a way to go before that. They've really got to try and get over this 2 meters and 28. What can the Canadian captain, Django Lovett, manage here? His co-captain, Gillian Weir. She's in the second pool of the women's high jump. I'm sure she's watching on. Lovett making great work down here this morning. Django Lovett, first time clearance at 2 meters and 28.
Hannah, I know we can't take much when you watch those qualification rounds, but I've got to say, Woe looks good, doesn't he? Woe just looks so good. Barshim and Woe, sometimes you actually wish, sometimes you're feeling so good in qualification, you wish it was the final.
I know. Let's hope they can hold that form into the final. And let's hope these men can as well. Pavel Fidek leading the qualifiers. That is the full summary of qualifiers. So Daniel Hart got the win over Nowicki in their heat. But can we continue the decade of Polish dominance? Fidek looking for his 5th consecutive title. And Nowicki, the Olympic champion, I'm sure would love to spoil the party. As with the Americans, great to see Humberto Mansilla find something in the closing rounds of his Group B qualification to sneak into 11th place overall there. Alex Young of America making it 3 Canadians into the final, joining his compatriots Rudy Winkler and Daniel Hull.
So Shino it is from Japan. Oh, wow. What a clearance that was from Shino. 2:28, making that look really, really easy. Well, great that we've seen 3 competitors so far over that. He did have failures at 2:21 and 2:25. He had to go over both of those bar heights twice, but he made absolutely no mistake with that 2:28. First time clearance.
Protsenko, he's only had 3 jumps. A pretty quiet competition. Can he make it the first time clearance over 2:28 as well? So 3 men already clear at 2:28. And Protsenko makes it a 4th. Lovely clearance from the Ukrainian athlete there. So Protsenko joins